Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Commodity TV out of our studio here in Heeresau, and it's my big honor and pleasure as you see us here a little bit more in the leisure mode. I just had by coincidence stopping by here Tobias Tretter. He's the head fund manager of the Commodity Capital Global Mining Fund. And yeah, we want to talk about precious metals, about some investment ideas, about his top positions, and what the market in general looks like after that nice gold rise. Tobias, welcome again.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. We saw finally 1500, 1520 today gold. What's your take on that?
It's surprising how fast it happened now. Everybody was already prepared for summer holiday, and now everybody has to postpone the summer holiday, or most people have to postpone the summer holiday because something is finally happening in the gold sector, in the commodity market, which is, I think, really, really good, and it's much needed.
Do you think this is now a real breakout? Because, I mean, we checked like 4 or 5 times the 1365 to 1375 in the gold. Every time we, bounced back. We even went down again to 1080. Now it's 1520. Do you think this is now really the breakout that we can say, okay, I don't want to talk about a big bull market already, but I think finally we got the breeze and it looks like that something is going on.
I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah, me too. I sold mine last week. Yeah.
But it feels like, yes. Yeah. It feels like a lot of the, at the end of the day, what has been missing over the last few months, over the last year, was any kind of excitement. Even there have been good news from companies, there have been some takeovers, and honestly, there was never ever any kind of excitement in the market. And now what we are seeing is there's some excitement. The last couple of financings that we saw, all of them have been suddenly now being oversubscribed, and so some interest is coming back to the market. And of course, we have to see how long it will last. But I think there's a really, really good chance that we are seeing a new bull market. Let's not talk about crazy prices of gold, but I think even just a 1500 is a very, very good base for a lot of gold producers where they can make a lot of money.
Absolutely. Yes, I think from last year, if you look at for the projections for 2019 of gold producers, I think everybody had like 1250 as an average price. And now all of a sudden we talk about 1500, of course, not yet as an average price, but it looks like that we get a much higher average price. So I would say, yeah, profits, margins should rise significantly.
Should rise significantly, yes. But we have one big issue, and that is that all the bigger producers, they're having some issues in keeping the production up. So the production is coming down. I think we have seen peak gold either last year or we are seeing it this year. So the gold production will go down. And the problem is the big producers, they need the new juniors, they need the new development projects. And honestly, we are struggling a little bit in finding new projects that are going in production, and I think this will...
Yeah, near term, of course.
Near term,
That's a problem, probably. Yeah, I think there was it from BMO? I think there was a nice projection, like peak gold this year, and within the next 4 or 5 years, minus 25% gold production, right?
That's
in the world.
That's right.
Yeah, so from that side, it looks like... it's a nice base for rising prices, right?
Absolutely.
How would you rate the little brother silver? Because, for example, today I think it was quite interesting. We saw gold by 1% up almost, and all of a sudden silver was 2.3, 2.4% an hour ago. So do you think silver has the capability, to really speed up a bit more than gold?
Absolutely, it has. And that's also what the history tells us. In the history, always silver had a leverage of at least 3 to 1 in comparison to gold. Silver is a little bit of a different animal than gold because silver is mainly a byproduct. We don't see a lot of pure primary silver producers anymore. Most of it is coming from the nickel, from the zinc, from the copper production. And if we are looking at those kind of commodities, the supply of all those commodities is going down as well. So that means also the silver production will go down over the next few years. And the silver demand rising. It's not really going down.
I mean, especially solar is one big component, right, for the future.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You want to add something?
No, absolutely. And also, if you're comparing the price to silver to gold, so the silver to gold ratio is at historic low levels. So I think there is some potential for silver. For investors, though, it's very, very hard to participate because there are not a lot of good silver juniors, silver producers left.
Okay. How would you see the market, platinum, palladium, stuff like that?
Tough. It's a tough market. We are not touching the market because at the end of the day, you don't really know. I know palladium might be in a bubble right now. It might not be in a bubble. At the end of the day, a lot of it is controlled by Russia. Nobody knows how many reserves, how much is available in Russia. Nobody knows how much will come into the market at some point from Russia. It's really hard, it's really tough to play the market. The market itself doesn't really have a lot of growth potential because if we are talking about the electromobility, a lot of the catalysts will be gone over the next 10, 20 years. So the growth potential of the palladium platinum market itself is not there.
Yeah, and to make all with jewelry, that does not work, right?
That's a problem.
Absolutely. Coming to your fund, I think you did quite well, despite, let's say, challenging markets. Maybe you want to comment a little bit. What were some successful deals you did in the last 6 to 12 months?
Maybe we want to go back a little bit further. So what really was good for the fund? So the fund was the best gold fund over 3 years and 5 years in 2016 and 17. What was helping there was some juniors that really had a great run, like a Nova Resources that made thousands percent for the fund. But those kind of deals, they take some time. And right now, also what we see is it's not really the market yet for the juniors. The gold producers, the big majors, they went up the last 6 months. The juniors, they have been more or less flat. So I think the juniors, they will have a lot of potential in the near future. But the first 6-9 months this year, the juniors didn't do much, and I think there's a lot of upside on the junior side.
So if we talk about upside, what stocks come spontaneously to your brain when we talk about good companies which you might have or you have invested, hopefully then, where you see real potential with, let's say, good projects, good management, all the key facts are fulfilled?
That's always the main issue, or our main criteria is which companies do have good management teams, which companies are in safe jurisdictions. I think that's a very important point. We had a lot of success, for example, with an investment in a company called Atlantic Gold. Was a gold producer. It's being taken over now. We had a lot of success with an investment in a new gold exploration development company in Japan called Irving Gold. One of our best investments, Nova Resources, the CEO is also was also one of the founders of Irving, Quinton Hennig. We trust him. We know he's one of the best geologists out there on the planet. Exactly. This is his new company. We invested there at 50, 60 cents. Right now, the share price is around $3. Newmont is a 20% shareholder, and it's a completely new country. Nobody is looking in Japan right now. I think there's a lot of potential. I think those are the kind of stories that are new that the market will need. And we are looking for those kind of companies with good management.
Okay. Anything else you would add, like on the company side?
Another good company that is new and old at the same time is Integra. I don't know who remembers it, but Integra was a successful exploration company in Canada. Was sold. The management built a new company, Integra 2.0, more or less, so to speak. They bought a very interesting project in the States, and they are now on the verge of getting the first feasibility studies out for the project. And I think that's a very interesting new story with a proven management that has a successful track record.
Last question, as always, which is important for our viewers. What's your take within, let's say, the next 2 years for the gold and silver prices? What is your feeling?
The feeling is very good. I don't think that the gold or silver price will go completely through the roof, but the gold or silver price doesn't have to go through the roof. I think the share prices, the companies are completely undervalued. So there's a lot of potential for the share prices, even though the gold price might just stay at 15, 16, 1700. I think that would be a very good base for all the producers to make a lot of money.
Absolutely. And I mean, supply demand is in good shape, it looks like. So we have a solid base for some more interesting times.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Tobias, thank you very much. Good luck with the fund. And I would say, keep it going like this because you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Super, thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Tobias Tretter, the fund manager from Commodity Capital Global Mining Fund. And yeah, you heard it, the fund has done very, very well in the last years, despite challenging market times. But also still, Tobias is also positive on precious metals, also gold and silver looks very good. And as he's, yeah, completely right, it has not to go very far up. So the mining companies will still do very, very well because we are coming from a very low basis. And quality is key. That's important. That's how he is working in his fund. I would suggest check out the fund. Thank you very much for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.